Welcome tonight, everybody. Thank you so much for joining the YouTube live tonight. We got the sensational couple from Fresno, Rose Guerrero, the great Chris King, and we want to thank you guys. How you guys doing tonight?
Amazing, boss. How are you?
Very good, very good, very good. Well, we're excited about having you guys tonight. Your stories out there on all the channels and platforms, and we're excited about having you guys tonight. And I know you guys, you were fire captain, and they laid you. You cut your pay by about 5,000 a month, and tell us a little bit about how that worked, and then you found network marketing. Let me start there tonight.
All right, boss. That sounds good. Well, first of all, it didn't work. That didn't work at all. When you have an income coming in and it's basically you relying on someone else to pay your bills in exchange for time for money. When they made a huge pay cut, we couldn't continue to pay our bills. We kept getting more and more in debt, more and more in debt, and thank God Rose had her girlfriend who had already seen the business and was working the business, and she just wanted to sit us down and show us the business, but utilize our customer base because she was trying to put some money back in our pocket to basically save what we had. And
Mm-hmm.
you start looking at foreclosure, and this is why this is for all the men out there. This is why you marry up, because we sat there, we saw the business, and we're like, yeah, you can save us some money. We're gonna have to do whatever we need to do to try to get that head above water again. And the queen just says, "Can we do this?" Which was interesting because it kind of shocked her. She didn't think we would want to do something like this, and she's like, "Well, yeah." So didn't know how we were going to do it. Didn't know anything about business, but jumped in with both feet. She was working 80 to 100 hours a week. She had no time. So on the weekends, in between naps and sleep and trying to catch up on the 80 hours to 100 hours a week, she would put a little time in. She put a little time in. And me working when I wasn't out on some of these big fires in California like they're burning now, um, we put some time in, and that kept growing, and we kept widening the cracks and pulling it apart and kept growing it and growing it. And it wasn't about what we knew or we could do because we had guidance from the leaders here and yourself. And even though you were in Vegas and we're in Fresno, we know it's not neighbors. Like, hey, come on over. I'm barbecuing. It was a phone calling and checking, and the leaders here that got us in and showed us how to do it. And
Okay.
we probably used them longer than we should, but I was working with an introvert back then.
Well, I tell
But
you what, the state of California could really use you tonight.
that's a lot of
Wow.
hard work, boss.
I was watching all the stars whose places have gone up in smoke, and anyway, I won't get into that right now. And you were saying something that's pretty profound on the video. You said everything was maxed out, but the blessing was you had both your cars paid off, and you were okay there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wow.
So
And as things got bigger and bigger, start spreading out, I understand your better half. I mean, the wife. I mean, Miss Rose Guerrero bought a brand new car, and I remember
that
coming in one day and brand new car in the driveway.
that was actually down the road, but for the time frame though, within 6 months, she had two jobs, 8,200 hours. So what was in 6 months?
Yeah, 6 months.
She was able to get rid of that second job. That what was it?
Wow.
Five p.m. in the evening to 1:30 at night. Five
Wow.
in the morning. So 5 days a week. So she was able to
Wow.
6 months. She put that away, and then 2 years after that, one of us had a chance to pull the plug and retire. And I says, "Man, get out of there, babe. Get out of there."
So who got to pull the plug first?
Well, I told her pull the plug. I only worked 2 days a week. I loved what I did.
Mhm.
Got my adrenaline rush. I was good.
Mhm.
And she's like, "No, I can't take your job stresses me out." I'm like, "How does that work? I'm the one working it. What do you stress out?" But just things happen, and your husband's out on a fire, and what are you doing? You're watching the news. We don't normally watch the news, but so she says you have to pull the plug. I can't do this anymore with you going out on those fires. So I said, okay, fine. So I pulled the plug, and then a little bit after that, she got her little car. So
I remember pulling up to the house once, and we're in the truck, and you said, because you normally park your truck in the garage, you said, I can't park in there right now. There's no space.
yeah, the boss.
And I said, what do you mean there's no space? And you said, watch this. And you popped the garage door open, and the garage went up. I said, oh, I see why there's no space.
My
Whose little cute two-seater is
my
that?
boss got a new car. Told me to park outside.
So you said something pretty profound on the last video. You said, you know, I hope it would work. And then as things grew and grew and grew, you says, wow, what if it could work? And what happened? You know, it did work in a big way. Miss Rose, you want to chime in anytime and share a little bit?
No, I mean, I think it just like he explained a lot of it. I mean, pretty much everything. It's like when you sometimes don't realize until you hit rock bottom for us, you know, that you realize, hey, you know, you got to do something else. A lot of people were comfortable in their lives. We were comfortable and we thought everything was fine. And then something happens unexpected. And then you start to realize that, hey, you know what? There's nothing guaranteed out there. And you should always have today, like we know, you should always have a backup plan. And because you look at what's happening, people are losing homes, people are losing jobs. There's so much out there. And so it made us more aware to be open to listen, to opportunity. And it's gave us so many more options. And it's been able to bless people. You know, one of my girlfriends had cancer, and we both knew it was like, I feel like everything happens for a reason, and to us, God has a huge impact. That's what we believe God directed. And so it was at that time we hit a position in the company that we were able to say, hey, you know what do you need? What do the kids need? She's a single mom. You know, what do you need? What do the kids need? So we were able to buy school supplies and things like that she couldn't afford because she was out on disability because of all the chemo radiation that she was going through. So that was a huge blessing, but it was for us, like I said, it was just not about us. It was about what can we do for other people, because when you get, you got to give back. So it's been
Yeah.
huge.
I know you both have a very servant heart, because anytime a gentleman, Mr. Chris King's background, run into fire buildings and rush in and help people and save people, and you know, the hand just out there helping a girlfriend who had cancer, and pick up the heart part for a lot of people, and you just a blessing and a giver. So when you started your business, you started there in Fresno, California. Before long, you guys were in what, 7 states, was it?
Mm-hmm.
It was
Other countries.
I think it was 7 other countries.
Wow. That's amazing. That is amazing. Now, so I know that I've been there many times at the house. We do PBRs there, meetings, at your place. And I mean, place is packed out. And all of a sudden I'd walk up to the house and I would smell this beautiful aroma out in the backyard. And I tell you guys, Mr. King could cook some ribs like nobody's business. And I was wondering why the house was packed. I was saying if they were coming to hear what you had to say, or they're coming to eat.
They had to listen first before they could feed the mouth.
I remember one time I was there, so you guys can't eat unless you get started.
Yeah. We actually had TSA actually called us about some of the stuff you were taking back with you back to Vegas.
Man, you know, not only that, but you guys have developed and helped a lot of people there in Fresno. Miss Evelyn Phibbs is one. Natasha Ismail is another one. Her husband, who sang at a birthday the other day as well. JC down there, Harrison Mills, Ed Navarro, you know, Luana Pinedo and Dave Madden, I'm sorry, and Marvin Carter's, the Carters. You guys did a phenomenal job there in Fresno. And just by your leadership, it has really helped that place blow up and do a great job. You guys are awesome.
Thank you, Bob.
You're welcome. Now, I know the holidays just passed, and you guys every December and January, you want to talk about your little holiday, which it takes a couple days to put together the chemistry and all the bags of stuff coming in there, the smoking, and the whole house turns into a factory. Talk about the tamale factory. How did that get started? And you guys been doing that for years now.
Yes, sir.
Well,
I'm trying to move to Vegas right now.
we would do that. We would make tamales, like that's a family tradition. Maybe it's just being Hispanic that we do that. But so, we like to give back, and like, based on what we're saying. But so we give back to the people that have supported us in our business. So every year in December, we do one batch because we have so many people that actually support us, which is amazing, right? And so then we do another batch in January because there's too many tamales.
Next Sunday.
Yeah, well, yeah, 2 Sundays from now we'll be doing our next batch of chicken tamales.
So when's the next batch in January going to be ready?
This is so 2 Sundays from now. Yeah, 18th. Yeah,
18th.
the chicken. That's yeah. I know you like chicken.
Okay.
We did the
Yeah.
pork already. So now it's chicken.
Now it's chicken.
Yeah, chicken.
Well, I tell you what, I got folks on the call. They don't realize I came out of Fresno many times in December and January with bags of frozen tamales, and it's to die for. And I think some of the people that get them every year, they look forward to them, and some of them stop by the house. Hey, haven't got my tamales yet, or what can I do to increase my tamales?
Yeah.
Always, yeah. It's funny.
It's a 2-day production for that, isn't it? What you guys do it? How many would you guys say you put together?
It wasn't a 2-day production because we were doing like a smaller batch. But one year, the girls, we counted up, this is how many we're going to need. And it was like 90 pounds of masa.
It was a long, we were up till the next morning.
Yeah, that was till like 4 in the morning. I was waking up and putting pots, taking one off and then putting the next one on to cook for another 4 hours or whatever it is. So yeah, one time after that, that's when we started to break it up and make 2 smaller events. Because that one wipes
So how many
out.
tamales? How many tamales would you say you guys make December?
Do you remember?
Or January?
Oh man,
No.
is Miss Luann on?
Yeah, Miss Luann's
Put a
got
number
those
out
numbers.
there. Put a number out there. She keeps
Type
the
it in.
numbers.
Type it in, Luann.
She keeps the numbers.
I don't think she can get on.
Yeah, she.
Take a stab at it. What would you think?
Oh, how many dozens?
I
know over 1,000, but
no, it was about almost 1,000 tamales.
yeah, and that was the one batch, 800 and something. I think it was 863.
Over 1,000 tamales.
Yeah, that's just one batch. But then the next batch.
I'm just saying, Gringo should not be making those many tamales.
Well, no, Gringo should be a professional at this point.
He's good. He's actually.
If all
very
else
good.
failed, you can open up a tamale stand. Goodness, if you're tamale, hey, I like your ribs. I mean, he's got this special ribs, special sauce with the mustard on and the way he smokes stuff. I mean, I tell you what.
It's the
I've heard
dinosaur meat, Mr. Thomas.
I've heard dogs in your neighborhood start howling when you start cooking. I heard one trying to eat his way through the fence.
It's the
Oh
meat.
my God.
You got to use the dinosaur meat.
Let me ask you this. What would you contribute your success to? Because you guys been around tell everybody how long you've been involved in the industry of network marketing.
It's 11 years.
Yeah.
11 years. It's just been
11 years. Wow. And like I said, what would you say is your biggest contributor to your success? What would you say it is?
What would you say?
I would just say the commitment, being committed to it, and then just constantly trying to get better. Because, you can never, you're never going to arrive. And you know that in life, no matter what. So as long as you understand that, you want to get better. Can I do better? Can I do better? And there's always a better. And so that's what I
Wow.
think.
I think.
Wow. Self-improvement.
For us.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mr. King.
To add to that was the genius of the co-founders and all the leaders that are in position now, the senior vice presidents, and the system that they put in place, and the information you guys brought in and put a system. So for someone like us could come in, and once you taught us the system, the simple system, we could reproduce that. And imagine it wasn't difficult. I mean, I'm about as smart as a goldfish, and that system in place, it was just like, and you sit there and talk about it and show it, and dumb as a box of rocks, and it literally is. It's and that simple system made it simple to follow. So just with the commitment and everything else, it just was all in place. So you guys did a great job back when they started putting this business together, doing what they did. So
And I call system saving yourself time, energy, and money. System. I love it. I remember a couple of years, well, gosh, it's been a while back in Charlotte, North Carolina. We're there for a big international event. And I know you came out of that event fired up. I never will forget, we're across the street from the hotel under a tree, and you took your pen off and you buried it under that tree in Charlotte, North Carolina. You said, I'm not coming back here to the next with the same pen level. And I thought that was phenomenal. I'll never forget that. That just struck me as like, wow, he's all in. That's like a poker player. He's committed. He's all in.
yeah, and we came back home. We just went to work and were able to obtain that.
Yeah. And that's what people don't understand. It doesn't, anything worth having, it doesn't, it takes work, whether it's relationship or the kids, whether it's building a business, whatever it takes, to be a fire captain, it takes commitment, to be committed to get your wife off the job and you two work together as a team. That's total commitment. That's amazing. That is a blessing. And I know for you, Mr. King, one of the biggest things for you was spending time with your grandbabies.
Yeah, when we get a chance, they don't always live right here. We got one couple live here close, but everybody else is so far away. But that's the blessing. No, the part of that though is if you got a job, we didn't have the ability to both get off at the same time all the time. If we're both working separate jobs, to get the same time off to go visit grandkids in two separate cities, it starts becoming a burden unless they come to visit you. So yeah, the benefit of everything of that hard work has paid off. So just keep it going. I mean, it's going to suck sometimes. It's going to be awesome sometimes. But what do some of those guys say? Enjoy the suck. Some of the military guys in the military, there's like those suck days. He goes, enjoy the suck.
Enjoy the suck. And I know for Miss Rose Guerrero King, I know things is, rescuing dogs that are in need.
Why? Because I have some. I love animals.
Well, I know that's a big hot button for you. Some of the things that you really enjoy doing.
Animals, of course. Yeah. Yeah, I love.
Yeah.
My daughter's very much into that, but I love. Yeah.
Thank God I don't have a big.
Yeah, she's got a lot.
Thank God we don't have a big farm because we freaking have animals everywhere.
Yeah. We have our limit. He won't let me have any more.
Wow. Yeah, your daughter has quite a few. I know yeah. So let me ask you this. We just turned the corner. We're in the first week of, a brand new year, 2025. So what's the plans? What's the goals for 2025? Each one of you can chime in and share what you want to do individually. You can share your goals together. Just give us an idea, a bird's view for what are your goals for 2025 and look to accomplish.
Well, I mean, the issues here with not the issues, but the ideas for us was where do we want to go this year, and setting that aside for our fun time, and then getting to work for that.
There you go.
And the other things is the blessing about it for you. Just January 1, and you're coming into town. So we're blessed enough to be that first stop. This is like Santa's first stop, and getting ready to go to work and setting precedents and having that list of those contacts of those people that night next Wednesday. And we've been on that and set forth to set that whole year by what happens the first event that you're coming to. And then.
Right. Now, you said something about fun time. What would some of the fun times be? Give me an idea. I mean, you said fun times. I'm like, oh, yeah. What would that curtail? What would that be?
Well, for certain people, not overseas, but out in the middle of the Pacific.
What, a cruise?
Anything,
cruise?
Now she's stuck on a cruise, so.
At least a cruise. I haven't done a cruise yet, so. He likes to stay away from the water. or he likes
Yeah, I'm
to
not
see.
good with the ocean,
Yeah.
but for her, I told her I'm going to suck it up and we'll do the cruise.
Have you been on one, Mr. King? Have you
No,
been on
sir,
a
against my
cruise?
religion.
Oh my God. Well, you need to change faiths. They're great.
Yeah, so we're gonna.
So Miss King, where do you want to cruise to in the middle of the, where
Well,
do you
I
want to
want to
cruise
just
to?
start with the Ensenada because my sister's done that and she loved it. So I think I'd start there at least. The Ensenada cruise, it's not too long, and that way we can try, make sure I don't get sick or anything. But yeah, start with an Ensenada, like 4 days, something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. There you go. So I know you've been scoping out different cruise lines. Which one you're looking at?
Was it Carnival? Is that the one that my sister? I think it
I
was
think
Carnival.
so.
I mean, she just came back from one, so she was telling me how wonderful it was. So yes, I want to do it now.
We'll stop off down there at the port
Awesome.
and visit you in the Debris and then jump back in the boat and come back.
Mr. King, you might get on that boat and enjoy it. You may just like, we gotta go on another one of these.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know.
You never
You
know.
never know.
We'll go
But if I get sick, it's on.
We'll go further next time after.
Oh,
We'll go
here we
further
go.
to another country.
I doubt it. I doubt if you get sick. I just got back from one last month myself, and I tell you, they're great. I love them. I just want to get in the water. I just want to get out of here. Just
Yeah.
go somewhere. They're really addicting because I mean, the first time I ever took a cruise, I figured, okay, I said, let me see how many times a day I could eat for what I was trying to get my money's worth. I think I ate 8 times in one day, 24-hour span, and that was a midnight buffet included.
That sounds good right there. That sounds good.
Well, yeah, it's oh my God, there's so much food on those cruises. I mean, it's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. And then you catch a show, and I mean, you don't have to go anywhere. I just loved it. Oh my God, I was in love. So, Miss King, what are some of your goals for 2025 besides the cruise? I've heard.
That was for our fun time, but for the work time now, it's just getting back to work and how many people we can expose, get back on that system, and go out and get names and numbers, and setting that precedence that we don't stop.
But for me, it's just getting better. Knowing that, just like for me, it's about improving who I am as a person. Who can we help?
Absolutely.
Who can we impact? Who's really looking to make a difference to get out of their rut, and there's a lot of people out there, especially today, that need
Change lives.
something, so changing lives. Yeah. So it's
Absolutely.
about opening doors, asking the Lord to open doors for people, to bring them to us in a sense as we go out there, out and about, and then just impacting people's lives as much as we can.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, like I say, you two have always been just a servant leader. As long as I've been knowing you guys, just been servant, no matter whose organization or whatever company or whatever, you just always giving and giving and giving. Tell us this. Let me ask you a question. What would you say to people out there who are looking in, say it's a brand new year? I'm going to stop smoking, which we don't do. I want to lose weight, but they want to make extra money. What would you tell somebody who just wants to start a business early part of 2025? What kind of advice would you give those people out there that are listening across the world?
That advice is simple. Find something. And just tell them, find something that's simplistic, that everybody uses. That way, no matter who I talk to, I've never come across someone who couldn't be a business partner or a customer. If you can find that, it's in everybody's wheelhouse. There's not a soul out there that doesn't have a cell phone, doesn't have a TV, doesn't have internet. Take a look at these things. But whatever it is you decide to do, if your coachability isn't at 100%, and you think you can do something on your own, you're going to struggle. But find that.
Great, a good answer. What would you say to that professional out there listening in? They said, well, I got a good job. I'm upper management. I'm good. And they can relate to you being a fire captain. And they're like, well, I don't know about, what would you say to that person that's listening right now that's on the fence?
How good is it really for you? You're here talking to me. If things are so good, you wouldn't have decided to come down here and talk to me and see what I had to offer. If we're being
Yeah.
honest, we're being real about it. And usually, someone I've talked to, I know them enough to, like, no disrespect. You're here to talk to me for a reason. What is it? You know, start asking some questions, see if I can find out what the real reason why it is down there. If there are things are so good, I mean, things might be good. He might have the job and everything, but you ask enough questions, you're going to peel that onion back, and you're going to find out what it is. So now we have the ability to find out what it is that is their catch, and then show them problem solved.
So, in network marketing as a whole, and being a professional as you are at Fire Captain, what do you see some of the biggest struggles for people not joining this particular industry? What do you think that might be?
What do you think?
Or Miss King?
Well, I think it's because they listen to a lot of negative people. I mean, it could be even just Google, you know. I mean, people actually believe what they read on Google, and they have no idea who these people are. I mean, it's like gospel, you know, things like that. They get negative, maybe feedback from someone because somebody had a bad experience, or they just don't know. And I think that's probably one of the biggest takeaways I find is that people just don't know, and they care too much what other people think.
That's good.
Wow, good answer. All right. Well, let's say this in closing. What would you want the audience out there to know, or what would you want to say before we have a couple of questions? Something. What?
How do you handle people?
Oh, I'm sorry.
How do you handle
Go ahead.
negative people?
Sit in
How do you handle negative? Yeah, we got a question came through here. How do you handle negative people?
questions.
Yeah.
It's like
there's
what's it?
more
So
than
we
one-
were at so someone talked to this kid, young kid, like probably 18, 19, right in that range, and it was I can't think of his name. His dad had a company in Canada,
Oh, okay. Yeah, don't say something.
so he sits down with this guy, and I'm sitting there with Rose, and Rose was when I came up, Rose was already answering some questions, and the guy was just negative, and and Rose was asking questions, but the guy was just so negative. I'm like, what's this guy's problem? And Rose just turns around. Have you ever done network marketing before? And the guy was like, oh. So come to find out, he had done a network marketing bit. So you never know why they're negative.
So you ask questions.
So you ask
and
questions.
you find out there's deeper. Usually people are negative for a reason. They could be negative because they're unhappy with life, you know. But why? You know, but why? Why are they in that situation? I mean, I care, you know. So I want to know. I don't ask just to ask questions. I genuinely
Genuine.
want to know, like, why would they be so negative? You know,
Flip that switch.
yeah, if there's something I can do to put a smile on someone's face to add value to them, then I will do that. You know what I mean? So I think that's just asking questions, because then even that, I think a lot of times people don't even care. People don't stop and ask questions. It's usually so generic and passed through. People, they don't feel like people are genuine anymore. So I
Yeah.
think by asking questions and be really concerned and care,
From the heart.
people feel like, yeah, like, wow, you know, you make them feel special. So if I could do that with people, with negative people, and put a smile on a negative person's face, then, you know, it's great. That would be the goal, I feel like. You know.
Do you find that people who've been like that person you're speaking of, do you think they might have had no good leadership to help them along the way, and they got? What do you think?
I mean, that absolutely
Yeah.
could have been that. We've heard stories like that, absolutely, where
Yeah.
people, they felt like they were left all alone.
Yeah.
They didn't have
To do
the
it on their
support,
own.
that they were just clueless, because this is, you know, starting a new business or network marketing, whatever it is, you know, to especially a business, you have no guidance. But network marketing, you have the support if you are coachable and you seek it. You know, you really work and or have a desire. I feel like there's so much support out there.
I think one of you guys' strong point all these years I've been knowing you is that you care. And I think a lot of people get people and they look at them as a number and not, like you say, caring about their success, truly caring about them and going the extra mile with people. I notice you guys do that all the time. I appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing. We have another question come in from Adrian O'Neill. It says, what is your goal for a new person starting?
That before I answer that, Mr. Thomas, but it goes back. You start
Sure.
talking about our caring. I don't know how many people we got that might not even be doing the business anymore, that we still maintain contact. I mean, This is their business, not mine. They might not be working the business like we want them to or what you want them to, but my, you know, and you know who he is, my neighbor just down the street. You know, I'm calling on him, checking on him, see how he's doing, and being there. Do you need anything? Do you, and being there for him. Anybody else? How many people we reach out to? You know, even Rose is like, hey, have you contacted so and check on them yet? But that is huge, because sometimes at the timing might have not been right for them, and they might have been good at the beginning, but then they drift off. But keeping them, just let them know that they're loved and they're being thought of is huge.
You know, you brought up a good point, because I got a call last week from a gentleman in your business, called me to say, hey, I was saying about all the stuff you taught me and the Kings have taught me, and starting the beginning of January, I'll be back in the fold, because you always reach out to them, and that's what's important. People know that you're genuine. They need to know that they're loved, and they need to know they have good mentorship that's going to take care of them, whether they work in the business or not working. You know, it's just that's what's important to people, knowing that you care. And you guys have always displayed that. You've always been a very caring couple.
Thank
period. You. Besides the mom. Besides the mom.
Now with Adrian, so what's our goal for a new person getting started is we actually get them on the phone with Adrian O'Neill in Las Vegas, and I'm just kidding.
Make them money. Make them money. That
money.
is the biggest thing. I when my focus was always 1 month. Like, give me 1 month. I'm gonna work for you. But my goal was always to maximize as much as I could to make them as much money that first month. I needed to let them see it was real. And once they got that check, then it's like, okay, I'm here for you, but I'm not going to do it like how I did it before.
I'm not doing it for you.
Like, I was very supportive that first month. But after that, I'm still there, but I'm not like the extent I am that first month.
I think that's very important, because when they start, they get all the negative from their family, their friends, the wife, the husband, the dog, the cat. And once they get that first check or two and make their money back with a good return, it's like, da-da. And that's really sparked people to go into motion. Would you say that's correct?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or how much would I make if I get 5 more or 4? You know, it's like, but it starts that brain going.
Yeah, they start dreaming. They start like imagining and thinking bigger.
Can I do this again next
month?
They're
so capped. Most people are just so capped. They can't even imagine. I mean, like, even
you
know, what would you do with $1 million? Oh, I don't even know. You know, it's like, so they're capped. So you have to slowly give them little things, give them visions by doing things, and then they say, oh wow, what could I do now? How much, you know? So you start dreaming again.
Yeah. It's kind of like a baseball game. Let's get you on first base making X amount of dollars. Let's get you to second base making more. Third base will do even better, and home plate's like, oh my God. But you have to move them around the bases and hit it. Yeah,
yes, sir.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. All right. Do we have another question out there, Mr. Bree Clemens, at all from our audience around the world out there? Okay. Oh, okay. Let's go back. The goals for 2025. They gave me a fun time goal and to go on a cruise. What else would it be for 2025? I know you got a couple more in your hat that you want to.
No, not this year. As far as just getting some stuff, because we know we got to go back to work. So getting back to work, that's the approach. Our goal is getting our butts back to work, getting those numbers moving in the right direction again, and solidifying that stuff up. You know, it's always a constant. I don't want to say it's a job, but it's always a constant work, reaching out to people, caring for people, you know, loving on people, and that always continues. So on top of that, though, is keeping it up, is getting those new names and those new numbers, and taking advantage of when you come to town. So right now.
Yeah, well, you know, it's going to be easy. I hate to say it this way, and unfortunately, with the economy the way it is in 2025, and new administration coming in, and 17,000 businesses closed. I mean, 170,000 businesses around the country is closing down. 43% of the American population has one credit card that's maxed out, which is crazy to think about. We have over 3 million people that are homeless, living in their cars and on the street today. There's more and more executives getting laid off. We see companies closing all the time. Every week, we see 2 or 3 more companies been around 100 years, 80 years, 60 years, just closing down. So more and more people are going to be looking for an opportunity that you guys have to offer. And I think 2025 may be your best year ever, because if you go back to what you're saying to work, you're going to find the people that didn't understand the industry that's going to embrace it, because it's their last hope of free enterprise and last basket of opportunity for them. Like you said, 11, 12 years ago, fire captain cut our pay by 8,000. We're going under quickly. Thank God the cars are paid off. There are going to be more and more people like yourself that can relate to your story, being in upper management like that understand, wow, if you can do it, I can do it, especially today, because here again, the way the way the world is going, people that would not do it are going to be looking for it.
Even, boss, uh, one of the guys who's going to be coming on Wednesday, business owner, man, he's successful with it. Pressure washer, and got it going. He's had some other stuff working with his dad, and so he's a successful business. But talking with him, like you say, and utilizing, yeah, you got a great business, everything's going good. And interesting, though, his wife's got an illness, and it's something to do with the brain and having issues there, and him needing to be home more. I've been able to use that and say, hey, we can work together, start utilizing something for that income that you might be gone because you're at the hospital with wife. Now his stepdaughter has the same thing mom has. So it's like, again, asking those questions and showing him, and he'll be there Wednesday. So you'll be showing him how he can utilize this business with, basically, I say, work, making money while you sleep, because in essence, that's what's going to be going on. So.
Yeah. It's amazing how business owners have amnesia, what I call amnesia, when several years ago, when this whole world closed down, everybody's income went from here to here. I have to be careful because mine went up this way because of, residual income. However, the blessing is if we can let people understand, what are you going to do if and when that happens again? And that's my goal for this year. What if it happens again? What's your backup plan? Because it was hard on a lot of people. I'm looking at the fires that are happening in Southern Cal, and all these actors and actresses in Hollywood going down. And who'd have thought? I mean, just the whole area is wiped down to nothing but rubble. And we're so blessed that we don't think it could ever happen to us. And you got to, folks, I'm telling you something. Every one of you out there listening around the world, you have to have a plan B for yourself, because you just don't know. Did you think Hollywood actors and actresses would think their house would be burned to the ground? No, they sure wouldn't. But what has happened? So you got to have a backup plan. You guys want to comment on that?
That goes back to even fire. Some of the training we had, having a backup plan just for your house with water, food, in case there was a fire and you lost electricity in your home for a month. No electricity, you're not getting water, you're not getting gas for your stove and electricity for your house. It's all shut down. So yeah, that goes back to training for years, is having that, basically like what you call a plan B. You look, if we would have had a plan B, we'd have been a freaking heck of a better place than we were when we had the pay cut. Didn't think we needed one.
Yeah. Yeah, my kids thought I was crazy when I bought 3 generators and got 2 55-gallon drums out there full of water and 10 cases of water and survival foods. Like, I said, just in case, you just don't know.
It's insurance.
And thanks to you, I got the brick, the water filter. Thanks to you.
You got a stove to cook it on if you need to.
I got 3 of those, and propane like you wouldn't believe. I could start selling my own propane store. But as a fire captain, you see things and you try to warn your family and friends, and it kind of goes in one ear out the other until it actually happens. And you sit back, if I shoulda, coulda, woulda, and they,
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's so, folks. what we're talking about tonight, ladies and gentlemen, you need a backup plan for your financial backup for 2025. What if you walked in there Monday morning and they said, you're out, bye-bye, we sold the company, we downside, you're laid off, you got to find something, you just got a 90-day payout and it's adios time. And it's sad. It's so sad that a lot of it happened in December. Companies are getting rid of people for January. And other companies saying you got to come from home into the office whether you like it or not. So I know a lot of folks out there don't want to do that. But what is your backup plan? You got to have a plan B. Everybody. I mean, you got to have a plan B. So with that said, what do you guys want to tell everybody out there listening around the world in closing? Sid, give us a few words in closing.
Don't quit. Don't stop. I mean, the time. Okay, here's your choice. There's a mountain of gold, and you got to choose a shovel or a spoon. So the choice is yours. If you choose that shovel, like we're doing, it means you got to get up there and you got to start shoveling. So don't be afraid of the work. You're going to be working anyway, and get busy and start shoveling and watch things grow.
Don't wait for something to
Wow.
happen where you have a huge pay cut or somebody gets sick in the family or something like that. Don't wait for that to happen to decide to do something different. Do it now just in case any of those things happen. Like Chris said, have a backup. It's your insurance plan, just to know that, just in case I get a pay cut like us, or in case somebody gets sick in the family, just do it in case. Because look around, like you said, all these cuts and everything. It's. I almost feel like it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Even if it's not you, somebody close to you is going to be impacted. And what can you do if you're just living paycheck to paycheck? So I think just do it. Just do it.
I love it. Nike's commercial, famous words,
Yeah.
just do it. I love it. Well, listen, the Kings, we enjoyed you guys tonight. You guys have blessed people around the country here. We have a lot of people on from around the world tonight, and it will be viewed by many, just like the other one did. And we want to thank you for taking time out of your schedule. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys next Wednesday when I'm in Fresno. But guys, keep up the good work. I think this is going to be your best year ever. You guys are so relaxed and in harmony with each other, and I know you're waiting to help more people, and that's what it's all about. It's about helping people and truly, truly helping them. And I know when they get in your presence, they know that they got help and they can depend upon you guys, because you guys are really the salt of the earth. You guys are an amazing couple. Thank you for your time tonight.
Thank you very much. See you soon.
All right. With that said, everybody, God bless you all. Good night. We thank you. Hey, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't, hit the subscribe button below. Maybe send this out to several people. And if nothing else, leave a comment. We thank you so much for joining us tonight. Take care. God bless, and have a wonderful evening from around the world. God bless. Bye-bye.